How's your luck at saving ferns from one season to the next? Sometimes I have success and sometimes not so much, but this year has been a good year. It looks as if they have survived. I simply put them in my garage and I water them about every week to keep the soil and the roots a little damp. What we're going to do today, though, in this video, we are going to divide these three and make six. I don't always have to divide them, but these I have had for 2 years already, and so I know they are root bound. Be sure to hang on and watch through the whole thing, because I'm also going to show you a recipe that I use for fertilizing and feeding. It's more for feeding them, but is a really great recipe that a friend shared with me. So be sure to watch all the way to the end, and let's make our spring and summer beautiful with plants. This process has turned out to be quite an ordeal. I have already done the first two, but I saved the last one so that I could show you what it has taken for me to do this. I am not a professional, so I'm just doing this as what my wisdom, whatever I've got, tells me to do. But getting these out of the pot was very hard. They were very, very root bound. The first thing is getting this fern out of the pot that it's in. And so you have to take off the hanger. Mine had hangers because I hung these up. And there's 3 little places that it is attached. And of course it's woven all through the plant. Okay, so just like the thing is stuck, this also will not just pull out of this pot. So this is what I am having to do in order to get it out of the pot. Taking my foot and beating it because I don't have the hand strength. All right, we'll see if that pulls it out. Yep, it did. Okay, so there's my pot that I am going to reuse. I still haven't gotten the hook off. Okay, I'll just be easy. I guess you can see the edge of the hook there, but it is just flat stuck in the side of the pot. This, I don't know, this is so tight with roots and it's packy. It is wet on the very bottom, so I guess water did get through somehow. But so here's what I'm doing. First of all, so I have this trusty little pruning saw that I was trying to use, but it works, but it was taking quite some time. I've been at this now for several hours. So I did use it just a little bit, but I pulled out the big guns and I'm using the Sawzall. So the first thing that I'm doing is cutting this down, and basically this is mostly packed dirt. So I'm going to Sawzall about half of this dirt off, and it's going to be noisy for a minute, so just bear with me. Make sure your feet are out of the way. All right, maybe that got that part. Yep, it did. All right, so I don't need that. I'm just going to put that aside. Now, the next thing is, so my thing was I'm dividing these, and also they are packed so tightly together. I am also going to use the Sawzall and go down in the middle to make 2 plants, and then for each of those, I'm going to also cut them in half so that I can pull out any of the dead or the older fronds. Now I'm going to have to be careful because I don't want to cut my holder that's also in there. may have to turn it over and do the other side. Because my blade, the blade that I have on my sawzall is very small. All right, I think we're through in the middle. Now, here's the other thing. This is, well, this one I think is, well, no, it's not going to come apart easily. I'm going to try to use my pruning saw to kind of go through the last little bit. This is actually going where it's kind of woven all together. All right. Now, here we are. Okay, I'm pulling, but here's the problem. My holder is still intertwined in there. All right, so I'm also using some of these little clippers. I'm going to see if I can just clip around to get my hanger out. There's one side. All right, there's that side. All right, so we've got one little section, and I'm going to cut that in half also. But first, I need to get my hanger off of this side. Because like I say, I do want to use that. So here's the hanger. And I want to share this little tip with you also. If you have pots like this, you know, with the hanging baskets, hanging pots, you might want to save them because they are very difficult to find. And not only that, they're very expensive. The cheapest ones I found, even on Amazon, were about $10 a piece. If you've got pots, hanging basket pots, plastic pots that are in good shape, do not throw them away, because if you ever need them, I didn't think I would, and I have thrown them away over the years. I won't be doing that anymore. Okay. So we have our two sections, and now I am going to just cut through each of these carefully also, because they'll just fit in the pot easier. Okay. Then, well, I didn't get all the way through this one too good. So I'm just going to take the little pruning saw again and go through that last little part. I'm just telling you, this is much more than what I imagined it to be. I knew they would be pot bound. I just didn't realize how much. Okay, got it. Kind of look inside and you can see all of the little dead sticks and older fronds. I'm going to just take my little pruner or my little clippers, and as much as I can, I'm just going to clip those out because I want room for the new growth to be able to come up and take hold and do its thing. And all right, I think for this one, that's about all I'm going to cut on it. Well, that one's broken. Any of them that are broken or have yellow leaves, you can just take those off. All right, and so then what I'm going to do, because these roots are so tight, look at this new, so you can see new growth. Right there is a new little growth, and there's a couple of them over to this side. So that's what we're looking for, and it will all come back out. So, but this is so tight with the roots that I'm just taking this and just as much as I can, just kind of breaking up the roots a little, or to let so that air and water can get through to them. They're so tight. And I'm just going to do that all the way around. All right. I think that's good enough on that one. So I'm going to use this pot is the one that they came out of. And I'm going to put more dirt in it. And then we'll work on the other one and put them in together. First, I'm going to put dirt. And this is just Miracle Grow potting soil, organic. All right, I'm going to test that for height. Still needs a little more. Oh, they're going to be so much happier. All right, there's one side. All right, then I'm going to take this one, take my little clippers, and just cut away or break away. All right, that's all I'm going to cut on it. And so now I have a dirt all in my lap. I'm going to put it in with the other one. Oops, I forgot one thing. I forgot to take and rough up the roots of this one. So it too will have a chance to grab hold of the new dirt. Okay, think we got it. I'm going to pull off just a little bit of that extra older dirt on the bottom. All right, now it's ready to go in with the other one. Okay, the next thing is let's fill her up with some fresh new dirt. Turn it around and get some over on the other side. A little right here on the edge. All righty, I think she looks good. But there we have it. There's one. There's one. And yes, they look a little sad, but do not fret because they will come back out and they will be beautiful. They will fill the pots all back up. And it's just a little bit of transition time that they must do before they get there. Now that we've got the ferns all divided and repotted into their own extra little pots, I had 3, I ended up with 6. They need a feeding and watering to give them that boost for the season. So this recipe that I'm going to share with you is one that a Facebook friend of mine shared with me a couple years ago. And because she had noticed one of my ferns hanging on my porch that was a little yellowed. And she said I think she said within the hour or at least the next day, you'll see them green up. And she was not kidding. This solution is amazing. You can use it for other plants as well, but it's really good for ferns. Miracle Grow plant food. This is the granule type. I suppose you could use the liquid if you wanted to, but I always use the granule. And then you also need Epsom salt. That's the only 2 ingredients that's in it. And then you're going to need an empty gallon jug. This is an old vinegar jug that I had, and I made a makeshift funnel to pour it in. My funnel's got just a little bit tiny opening, so I find this works better. So all you do is you take your Epsom salt. See if I can pour this in without making a mess. Pour it in your jug. All right, that's 1 cup of Epsom salt. All right, and then we need 1 cup of the Miracle Grow. All right, we're simply going to fill this jug that has 1 cup of Epsom salt and 1 cup of Miracle Grow. We're going to fill it with water. And what I like to do is fill it a little ways and then give it a good shake so that all of it will start to dissolve. You can kind of hear it in there. Pretty blue color anyway, isn't it? All right, we're just going to fill it up the rest of the way. All right, it's full. I'm just going to give it another good little shaking. Now, this is not what you're going to water directly your plants with. This is your plant food concentrate. So now it has to be mixed with water. And what you do now is pour 1 cup of the concentrate liquid into a measuring cup. Get that out of the way. And then I have, this is actually a 2-gallon waterer that I have, and I've already mixed in 1 cup and filled 1 gallon of water in here. So we're just gonna pour that cup in and finish filling it up. So then we'll have 2 gallons. That's going to probably be more than I need, but you can leave it sitting around and water something else later, because I do have some other things that could use it. You don't want to use this every time you water your plants, because that would be a little too much. You could use it, I think my friend suggested, every other time or every 3rd time you water. You may not even need to use it that often, maybe once a month. So let's go out now and water those new ferns. All right, this is our feeding solution, and we've got all of the ferns planted and ready to go. So we're just going to water them really thoroughly. Let that water soak in. They're all watered. Let's go hang them up. All right, last one hung. You can't see the new little fronds, but it will fill out. In about 3 weeks or so, we will be able to give you an update on how they're all looking. So, mission accomplished. We have 6 ferns from the 3 that we did have. I'm happy with the results. I think they turned out well. They do look a little skimpy and thin for now, but really it'll just take just a few weeks probably, and they will be starting to get full again, because there is a lot of new growth in the middle. If I had waited, that new growth would have been more vibrant, and it would have been harder to do what I just did with cutting through them, and I would have damaged a lot of the new. But here they are, and I'm excited for them to grow and see how they look all summer as they adorn the porch. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to like and subscribe for me, and we'll catch you on the next one.